probably won't.
And are we live? We're live, I believe.
Yes, we are. Hey, you're recognized.
Okay, well, cool. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am a somewhat hoarse athletic geek, joined by Jedi Jason Kruger, and
Ho, ho, ho.
indeed, it is a very, very Christmassy edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Take care of some business on the phone, but we had a tremendous NXT, we had an OK AEW, and we are going to be trying a little bit of the bubbly, but we'll be doing that here in a few seconds. But if you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and I have been watching wrestling together for over 15 years. We love wrestling. We love sharing our love of professional wrestling with other passionate wrestling fans, just like all of you. And we've even got a chatter here already. Let's see you. Never watched a full Star Wars movie. Okay. Start with the original trilogy, and the new one sucks.
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe do 4, 5, and 6 if you're brave. 1, 2, and 3, and stop there.
Yeah, don't even bother with the new one. Don't waste your money seeing the new one.
Well, you might watch Rogue One though.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway,
watch the last 5 minutes. It'll be worth it.
But anyway, we love wrestling, but we're not in the business. Our opinions are just like that of any other fan, because at the end of the day, we're not insiders, we're not wrestlers, we're just two marks. And we avoid insider terms because, well, we really haven't earned the right to use those, but excuse me.
Yeah, this thing's legit, man.
Yes.
Direct from the website and everything.
There was a little bit of the bubbly, and now that the same bottle from TV, it's like I bought 3 bottles. I have this one to try. I have one more if I really like it. And I have one that I'm going to keep as a collector's item. So, without any further ado, and I'm hoarse because, I just got done recording some other episodes of another thing. Let's, if you need a towel, here's something worthless, a Switchblade JY shirt. Oh, didn't even.
It's a good thing I watched that YouTube video on how to.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good for right now. Just in case I don't like it. And then Jedi. It smells good. I know Jedi, you're not much of a drinker, but
not much, but we'll see.
Let's see. All right, so it smells good. Yeah, it's. I thought about doing this next week for New Year's, but nah. No, we need to do this now. So, that's it. It smells really good. And this is with me with my sinus issues. And all right, well,
smells like wine. Yeah. All right.
Here's to it. Are you a large or a medium, Eric? Because I think it's decent. It's a little dry. I'm not really a dry wine kind of guy.
I was going to say, it tastes like alcohol, that's for sure.
Yeah. Probably, I'm going to do something very, very gross to maybe try and get a better eye on the flavor, but
very dry.
Oh, that's disgusting, but maybe necessary to get a better taste of the wine here. Been battling a cold because the weather's bipolar over here. Yeah, it makes me taste a little better, and it's dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. I'm just a sweet.
No, it's,
I'm a sweet wine kind of guy.
I agree. If I do, I prefer a little flavor. It doesn't really.
I'm a Moscato drinker. I'm a sweet red wine kind of guy. But overall, I'd say it's not.
Light, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
I mean, I'm not. I'll drink the rest of the bottle. I'll drink the other bottle, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy more.
Right. Ooh,
unless it's for like comedic purposes, which then again. Kind of champagne is it's not. It's not brewed. It's made by. It was developed by Stephen Amell's wine company that he owns. They've also produced. They've produced an American Nightmare wine and American Dream wine. So
yeah, just as an American sparkling wine.
Yeah. So not a bad.
Champion.
Not a bad.
Expert analysis.
Hey, well, give me some more though.
Sure.
It's party time.
I'm cutting myself off with this. This is more than I normally drink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not overpowering. A lot of alcohol I've had, it's like I really taste the alcohol. I'm like, ah. This is the kind of stuff that if I was bored, I could get drunk on if I just absentmindedly sipped and sipped and sipped. So I won't be doing that.
Yeah. I would say I'd say it's worth the price. It was with shipping. It feels a little overpriced, but it's not bad.
I didn't pay full price for this. So I work at Walmart. So after Christmas, everything goes half off. I got this sucker for 75% off. It's like $1 instead of like the $5. Yeah.
I'm
not saying it.
I'm not a champagne.
Behind.
This isn't even champagne. This is sparkling wine, which
it is. Yeah.
Another wrestling YouTuber pointed out the difference on his channel earlier in the day. But yeah, I'd still say it's a decent little wine. I mean, I can't put the cork back on it, so I'm gonna have to drink the whole thing tonight.
You need to invest in one of those stoppers.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna.
Stoppers. Yeah, hey.
Continue to just guzzle it tonight. So let's begin. I'd say it's a fun purchase. Not something. It's not a getting a little bougie.
Right. I was gonna say
put the pinky out.
Have you had sparkling white grape juice? We'll just add like actual alcohol to it and take away a little bit of the flavor of the white grape juice.
It's not.
There it is.
It is. I don't regret my purchase. I feel like the way the bottles I bought were good enough.
This seems like an appropriate wine for Le Champion.
Some people who are making more dry wine. If you like a dry wine, I believe you will enjoy this. It's not something. Wouldn't be like my go-to drink. Based because I'm not Le Champion. You're becoming meme material, Jedi.
I know, right?
Now let's get talking before I cough too much.
One time at work when I was Santa for 4 hours. I was dying. Like that suit was designed to be worn outside in the winter, not inside. The middle of a store. Yeah, that's fully heated. Yeah. I think I lost weight.
Maybe I need to be Santa. So, yes.
Okay, Mr. Wine Expert. There's alcohol and non-alcohol. That's what
I like a good Moscato. But anyway, let's get to the wrestling.
So,
see how much of a buzz I can get off of this stuff throughout the course of this episode.
You said this busy time of year you didn't really watch the pay-per-view.
I did not.
Just kind of highlights.
Yeah, I kind of got the highlights.
And 3/4 of it. I skipped Corbin and Reigns.
Because who wants to watch that?
Skip
there wasn't.
else.
I did see the main event. Really, I'm not trying to be like one of those type of internet people. I expected more.
Yeah.
From the talent that was involved in that, I expected a lot more.
It was less performance and more death spot after death spot with weapons. Like, I felt like they went a little overboard with the weapons, like as compared to.
It felt like garbage wrestling to me.
Yeah,
with the talent involved, it shouldn't be garbage wrestling.
There were glimmers and moments.
That's my opinion on it.
As a general rule, it was kind of. At the end, I was like, well, that happened. There were some good points, but all in all, it was what it was. Bray Wyatt versus Miz was interesting.
It pretty much just a setup for
Bray Wyatt.
Pretty much just a setup for Daniel Bryan.
Oh, I know.
And it's just sad that Daniel Bryan is going to be the fodder for probably eventually Roman's conquer.
Yeah. It was interesting to see Wyatt wrestle without the mask and the facial expressions and the whole psychological work part of it. I enjoyed that. When Kyrie tried to throw the chair through the ropes and it bounced off and smacked her right in the
Daniel,
face.
if you're not aware, we are drinking a little bit of the bubbly here on this episode.
I do agree that Bryan's big reveal of being back to the Bryan Danielson look was like, that's it?
You look like what you did in 2005 ROH?
Yeah. It's like, all right. I mean, couldn't have...
God, I hate sinus problems.
Maybe it'll be like Kane. The scars aren't physical; they're emotional.
Yeah. To be fair, though, people that have grown up, that kind of jumped in with the Yes movement, were probably shocked by it. But
that's fair.
Yeah.
All in all, that's about all I really have to say about TLC. It was okay. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's
Reigns
not.
jobs out to Wyatt. I disagree. I think Wyatt jobs out to Reigns at WrestleMania, and we have Coronation Part 3,733 for Roman Reigns.
Right. TLC, if you do nothing else, if you have the network, just go watch Buddy Murphy versus Aleister Black. Well, I recommend that one. I enjoyed the heck out of that.
Raw?
Let me glance at it again real quick here. I got it pulled up. It didn't sound awful. Rollins is continuing the delusional, I'm here to save everybody and I got to make the hard choices for you even if you hate me.
I kind of like that, though.
Right?
I like his...
I mean, it totally lines up.
I've liked all of his interviews since his villain
turn. Oh, I didn't mean to make that sound like a bad thing. I was just saying he's continuing that shtick, and now he's got backup in the form of AOP, which needs some redemption after the last run they had on the main roster. Thankfully...
jobs out wide, okay.
So...
Yeah?
Yep, so he was telling everybody he's... Viking Raiders and Anderson and Gallows fought again because why not?
Why not? That was the mystery team. Yeah, why couldn't it have been AOP? Seriously.
Well, that too, but
at the pay-per-view.
It was a non-finish. It was a count-out finish. I was so like. Eric Rowan still has a basket. Good for him. Bobby Lashley proposed to Lana.
Whoa.
Yay. Oh, that was the other one I didn't watch. I didn't watch the tables match. I didn't care. We had a number one contenders gauntlet match for Rey Mysterio's title because, as we'll be reminded, WWE champion, that's not a thing.
He's not here.
Raw. You're so funny. So, had R-Truth, Ricochet, Humberto Carrillo, Matt Hardy of all people, and El Idolo himself. His actual name's not going to come to me. Great. Andrade.
Yeah.
And basically they
don't call him Cien Almas.
Yeah. They went all the way through the dang gauntlet and then they just didn't have an end for it. Because
it's Raw.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's fucking Raw.
Seth Rollins attacked Rey Mysterio. I think he's wanting his belt because it's the only belt left to get right now. So he'll feel important if he has that belt.
And because he can't go after Lesnar and be a hero.
No, definitely not. Definitely couldn't do that. Deonna Purrazzo was on Raw.
That was cool.
Yeah. It's unexpected.
Apropos of nothing that happened on Raw, but I remember almost 2 years ago at a Ring of Honor show in Nashville, Tennessee, you can meet the Elite and Dalton Castle, and they all had, especially the Bucks and Cody and Marty, they all had long lines.
Right.
And then Deanna was there signing too, and she had like nobody in her line, except me. I went up there and met her, and then now seeing what she has the potential to become.
Right.
Well, who was the smart one? Me, that's who. Right. And that earned a little more of the bubbly.
Aha. So I do like this story where Becky Lynch basically realized, I've never beaten Asuka.
Yeah.
So she's like, I kind of want to have a match with Asuka just to prove I can beat Asuka. Cause,
that's good. Hopefully it's a lot better off than the...
It's like a callback to a story that's technically been building for a year because she was defeated last year at TLC by Asuka, and then she was choked out at the Royal Rumble before she went on to win, and everybody just kind of forgot, well, Asuka tapped you out right before you did all that. It's like... So I'm glad that they're finally addressing that, and that could be a thing, especially now that Asuka's also got the Mist in her arsenal and just all that goodness. So
got a few comments.
Pop
in. Yeah, I agree with that. They need to keep him away from Lesnar. It's Reigns is the chosen one, whether we like it or not. It's like I can complain about it. I can vent and be cathartic about complaining about Roman Reigns, like I have since the beginning of this show. But
it's definitely not going to be McIntyre. I mean, have we even seen?
It's fun to pretend,
right? Oh, Orton got his win back over AJ.
Yeah, good match. Yeah, they have good chemistry together.
I mean, it's almost been a year since the WrestleMania match, and the grip is flipped now, where AJ is
still Randy Orton's a terrible hero.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes,
he's terrible. Yeah, fucking awful.
Yeah.
There's nothing likable about that man.
Nope, never has been. He's always screamed arrogant prick. I mean, yeah. We'll all get excited for the RKO because that's just amazing.
That's like saying that Triple H should be a hero all the time because he got such a cool reaction and everybody took a picture of him spitting in the water.
Right. No kidding. Yep. So that was Raw in a nutshell. I mean, at least there were like the thing with Lynch and Asuka and at least storylines.
It wasn't a good show, but it had stuff that was decent.
It was decent. It was decent enough that I felt like, I could mention things that happened on there the last few weeks.
It's worth talking about on the show. Mm-hmm. Let's go to AEW because it clearly was not the A show on Wednesday.
Right. If you all saw anything on SmackDown, I kind of did a quick glance through of things. Mm-hmm. Nothing jumped out at me.
I don't get to see SmackDown until Saturday.
So in the comments, if something jumped out at you, mention it, and we could try to talk about it and based on your description.
I will say Orton was a friendly guy when Jedi and I met him. Yeah. About 12 years ago.
He was all right. I mean,
not the nicest wrestler we ever met, but he was far from the rudest.
He was there. He was at a mall doing a signing in a store.
He smiled, said hi, shook your hand, and
respectful. Yeah. We got to watch somebody troll him so hard. It's kind of funny. He didn't like that.
He didn't like it.
It was a golden opportunity, though. I'd have done it. No, I wouldn't have. But I was, yeah.
He called the guy fat in line.
Well, all right, so this is the final episode of Dynamite for 2019 because they're not going to work on Christmas.
We get the Tampa from Miami.
So, what? So we had.
I shook Randy Orton's hand. Yeah. He did. I think I actually kind of I kissed his ass a little bit like his kid. Kids were just born. I said, "Hey, congrats on becoming dad." He's like, "Oh, thank you very much." So I can't sit here and say I had a bad experience meeting Randy Orton. I'm also not going to sit here and say I get excited about seeing Randy Orton.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to not sit here and say that he's good in the current role that he's been cast in.
His dad was pretty polite when I met him.
Yeah. At a fucking tire store in the middle of butt fuck Southern Illinois.
Close enough to St. Louis. People know people.
Yeah, but seriously,
I know. No, it was very much the middle of nowhere. Like more middle of nowhere than where we are, basically.
Yeah.
Which is saying something.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Lord, drink heavily before you watch SmackDown. Well, again, I got a little bit of the bubbly.
Drink heavily before you watch. Yep, he's got more, so he'll be all right. Paige and Omega versus Lucha Brothers. I guess Paige and Omega are not quite friends anymore.
Well, they're kind of there's some kind of tension.
Something's going on there.
I thought it was a really, really good match. Thought it told a good story.
Mm-hmm.
With Kenny. Excuse me. Hangman has been kind of feeling like he's not very good. And last week, he tagged himself in when Kenny had the match won, hit his buckshot lariat, and won. Mm-hmm. Everything was great. Kenny's kind of like, I had it, but okay, whatever. This week, the same thing kind of happened, only he accidentally hit Kenny with the buckshot lariat, and the Lucha Bros won. Well-told story. It kind of adds more to the whole thing with Hangman, but it also keeps Lucha Bros strong, which is smart because they're a more established team.
Right.
And
The Lucha Bros.
Could be. Could be. I could easily see Paige joining Dark Order. I could see a lot of people there possibly going to the Dark Order, but we'll get to that.
Need to hold up the bubbly and just say that this wine pairs well with WWE programming.
This wine pairs well with WWE programming.
Exactly.
Someone make a GIF of that.
Right.
Or is it GIF? I don't care.
Whatever you want it to be, I think, at this point. Darby Allin. Cody's friend,
yes!
Darby Allin.
And they had I kind of didn't like the Butcher and the Blade losing this quickly, but it made sense, and we're on New Year's Day getting a Darby Allin versus Cody match, and was the best match on Fyter Fest, and I'm not going to complain about Darby Allin versus Cody.
Right.
So, that's going to be cool.
Yep. It works, because, I mean, I don't know, Cody, in a way, it doesn't seem right that Cody's losing to these new people when, like, MJF is in the wings, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He just needed a friend. He's got a friend.
Yeah.
I'm stalling that.
I do not like what they're doing with Brandy being, like, all scary and the Nightmare Collective. There's something... Look, I'm all for stables. Like, I like how New Japan kind of has everybody stable. Maybe not necessarily, like, as a gang, but, like, as, like, your kind of your camp.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I like that. I feel like it's getting overdone in AEW. I also feel like in AEW, and we'll get more towards this in the main event, they're telling way too many long-term stories for weekly American television. The long-term stories work. The long-term stories work well in New Japan because they don't have a weekly TV show. Mm-hmm. They just they're on tour and then they go away, and they're on tour and then they go away, and they're on tour and they go away.
Right.
And here's a tour that's just for the juniors, and here's a tour for the heavyweights, and here's a tour for tag teams, and it kind of works better that way for New Japan. So while I admire them for trying to tell those type of stories that do differentiate them from their competition, maybe you need to hold off on a couple.
Right.
Instead of everything being long-term, maybe just 2 or 3. And everything else be very, very short-term. Get you to the next pay-per-view, move on.
Right.
Get you with a month's worth of TV and move on.
But let's talk about one of the highlights of it.
One of the jungle,
highlight, right?
The highlight. Well, I don't know. The main event was very good. But Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho in a 10-minute challenge. Jungle Boy goes the distance and draws with Chris Jericho. Amazing match, amazing story told. Jungle Boy made himself a star this night. Awesome. Can't say enough good things about it. Awesome. Really, really happy that Jungle Boy is getting his due. Well, the Japanese stables, with the exception of a couple, like, they're just like chaos. And New Japan, like, they're aligned for tag matches, but they're not really, like, interfering in each other's matches or anything like that. They're just essentially like, they're like an MMA fight camp.
4 golf factions?
Yeah.
Who are the other 2? I'm thinking of Brandy's and...
I see what you say there about Cody's entrance, but people pop and react for it, so... I mean... For all the people that for all the gripes about Cody, he's still kind of one of the most over guys, if not the most over guy in the company.
I mean, I don't feel like he gets long enough segments for you to necessarily interpret that everything's about Cody.
I mean, a lot of people think it. The people, to me, and I'm not accusing any of our viewers right now that say that everything's about Cody, are people that just don't think Cody needs to be anything more than a jobber. Or what we're a loser. I mean, we'll try to avoid those words here, but I've had some bubbly.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
But there's 4 golf factions in AEW?
Yeah, there's Dark Order.
Okay. Brandy's Collective. What are the other 2 that have golf?
The Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of.
Almost seems more steampunk to me, but I guess.
Yeah, what would the other one be? Feel like it's gonna come to us.
I mean, it's not the Inner Circle or the Best Friends or anything like
It's
that.
not SCU, not the Elite. What's the other one?
Jog our memory for us since you brought it up. But still, that yeah, you have a point.
What's the 4th one? Let us know what the 4th one is.
Yeah. We had a number 1 contenders
Britt
match.
Baker versus
Rio
Chris
exists,
Statlander.
I guess, still somewhere. But
Yeah.
Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander.
I still am not on the Britt Baker bandwagon.
Well, that's okay, because she didn't win.
I am on the Chris Statlander bandwagon, though. She was very good.
So, she won, and then basically more drama with Brandy Rhodes and all that.
They tried to get her to join the Nightmare Collective.
Yeah.
It didn't work. There's this bald man that's in their stable. I don't get it.
They want Chris Statlander, and Chris Jericho kind of wants Moxley. Maybe. Not sure what he's
Something like that.
Not sure what he's playing. And then we had AEW Tag Team Championship.
Very good
The Young
match.
Bucks earned their shot against SCU last week.
And they lost.
And they lost. After all that talk.
But at the very end, though, the Dark Order, I'm digging the Dark Order now. I've described this to some friends. The Dark Order stable right now reminds me of like a combination of the Age of the Fall and Hydra. Like from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you don't know who's in it.
Right.
But there's people that are part of this hiding in plain sight.
Right.
And they're joining it because they're tired of being a loser.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I mean, as was mentioned in chat earlier, people are saying that Hangman Page might be joining it because during this big beatdown, Adam Page is nowhere to be found. Christopher Daniels is kind of being taunted for that big mess up on the Arabian. Feels like he don't have it anymore. I could see him joining the Dark Order, reverting back to the Fallen Angel character. Yes. One theory that a lot of people have is that Brandon Cutler is part of the Dark Order. Yeah, that would make sense.
That would. Yeah, that would line up pretty well. He's done nothing but lose on AEW Dark, basically.
Right. So, you know.
That would be very.
But the problem is like
consistently lost.
But now you have the Elite now going into something with Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody's in the Elite, but he's also got MJF. Well, Cody's also got. There's too many interwoven things. Well, they're taking away from the Elite versus the Inner Circle. So it's like.
I think the Elite versus the Inner Circle just isn't a thing right now.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it could be revisited, but it's kind of like they hyped it and now they're going away from it, which maybe isn't a bad thing. Kind of like I kind of said about the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. Make it. Tease us for Cody and MJF, and then give Cody something to do before they have that big match. But you can do a little bit of make us wait on a couple things. Making us wait on everything is not a good thing. And I am not trying to be the give me instant satisfaction kind of guy. I am not one of those wrestling fans. It's like, okay, my favorite's debuted. Why isn't he champion? Why didn't he just beat Brock Lesnar at the house show? Seriously, what the fuck? Are you burying this guy? I'm not that kind of guy. I kind of like a build-up. I like a story.
Right.
And, if there are 5 stories, if 2 of them have a big, strong, long build-up, I'm fine with that. That leaves 3 stories where you gotta do something.
You have to have payoffs. Periodic payoffs. Episodic payoffs. Storyline payoffs. I mean...
Yeah.
You can't string along forever with no payoffs or people get bored.
Yeah. I feel like I'm confident that there will be payoffs to this. It's just, right now, and this is as an AEW fan, I feel overwhelmed by all that's going on. And feel like they need to take a step back and they need to go okay, finish telling this story sooner rather than later, then go back to the long term with this other one.
Bro, it's all part of the plan, bro.
Swerve, they're all actually working for me, bro. They're all actually working for Vince. It's all Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon secretly owns AEW.
So yeah, the Dark Order literally laid out everybody basically, didn't they? As far as the Bucks, SCU, Cody, Dustin, everybody except for Hangman because he did Balor show up. So that's how that happened. And NXT, let's talk about the crown jewel of this week.
Yes, this was a great show. I apologize for the cough, folks.
And they started off with Adam Cole versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship.
I do want to say this. I stand by my feelings of I like Finn Balor on NXT only because we're getting to see Finn Balor use more to his potential. From a character standpoint, I don't like it. I feel like it's a guy who graduated high school who's now trying to sneak back on the football team sometimes. Unless I don't know, it's all this stuff they're doing with Finn Balor, it's not bad, but it needs to be done on the main roster. I'm not complaining about the match we saw. It was fucking awesome. But, he has this whole, look what you've done to NXT, and that was his catalyst for being a villain.
Right.
Why didn't he have this, he could have, and again, fuck me for thinking this could have been done on a main roster with Vince McMahon. But his whole bitterness from New Japan that made him, start the Bullet Club could have been what made him have this same kind of turn on the main roster. I was your first Universal Champion. One of your golden children injured me, and you went, well, fuck you. But that's what I get for expecting a long-term. This is where there is no long-term, and it's the opposite of AEW, and it's bad. So, again, I don't want to be a negative guy. Great match. Love the match. But I'm still not completely a huge fan of Finn being an NXT guy again. Just from a story and character perspective, I'm not digging it.
Dark Order needs a big man to join. What do you call Evil Uno? It's not exactly small.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just means like you need Matt Morgan.
I mean, they might. They might be Matt Morgan. They made me care more about Jake Hager than I've ever cared about him in my life, so who knows?
Yeah, which really, Jake Hager, I mean, he had potential when he first showed up in WWE. Like, I saw it, and then they never paid off anything.
Well, it's because
they had him the freaking list, but everything.
They had him talk.
Yeah.
And that was a bad thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Like if they would have brought it,
oh yeah, you could have done this right. You did.
If they would have brought him in with Coulter, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
you make me smile too much.
What is?
Oh, Finn's gimmick now is you made me smile too much.
Oh yeah.
Could you say that Finn lost his smile? Okay.
Great episode this week, folks. And
Cole retained against Balor because Gargano
showed up.
Yep. Damien Priest beat Killian Dane.
Not a fat man, a big man. Maybe a big fat man. I want to point out for the record, Eric, that your comment that you posted, literally not a fat man, a big man, maybe a big fat man, was deemed potentially offensive, and I had to approve it as the moderator for this show. That was offensive to the YouTube algorithm. Just pointing that out. Just saying.
Buzzwords. Wonder which one it was. Was it big? Was it fat?
Probably fat.
Was it big fat together?
Was it mad?
Right.
This is the coffin episode. Is the Undertaker here? Because this is the coffin episode.
Cameron Grimes beat Kushida. Yoshirai.
Yeah. This was like a mini takeover. Or like a TV takeover. Right. I shouldn't say... Like, it was essentially a takeover, yeah. Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler. Maybe I'm finally going to get my wish. What I've been calling for the last several months.
I mean, now's as good
as yes. And when we get to that...
just take her off TV till the Royal Rumble and do it there. But...
Well, I was getting ready to say we might have to wait for our next predictions episode, but I could be foreshadowing something. We'll see. Well, great match though. Rhea Ripley wins the NXT Women's title. It was awesome.
Right.
I was never really... I shouldn't say I... Yep, that was away in my... YouTube's big fat censor, baby. Yep, that had to be approved by me as well, Daniel. Someone just type in...
using the words big and fat together.
Someone type in fat and see if I have to approve it. But anyway, I'm not serious. You don't have to do that.
YouTube triggered.
But yeah, so great. I mean, great show. It clearly was.
Rhea won.
Yes. It clearly was the better show this week, and that's. I did watch NXT, or I did watch AEW live because that's just the only way I can watch AEW. Yeah. But NXT was. Like, there's no dispute. There's even the diehard AEW fans have to admit NXT was a better show top to bottom. One was a pay-per-view on free TV. The other was just another show. Mm-hmm. It was just another show that told good stories. It made the Dark Order seem more of a threat. It made Jungle Boy into a star. It kept telling a Hangman Page's story. It made Chris Statlander look good. Well, okay, I guess it is big fat, because because Obi just typed in fat and it was okay, but
wait, how? Well, now it's fine.
I don't know, but apparently this is weird. This is weird. I need more of the bubbly.
being more entertained by YouTube and its censor policies right now
than WWE.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
yeah, you are. You put in the corner.
I just thought a good analogy.
Okay.
NXT felt like in-game almost.
Okay.
And AEW felt like Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Or Civil War. Here's a part that could be built up to something in the future. Not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a part of it.
Yeah.
There's more to be told. Here is some seeds. Whereas, especially with one big story, was concluded on NXT.
I'm going to go with Civil War because they had so many irons in the fire in AEW.
Right, yeah. That's right.
Ragnarok was very straightforward.
I can't afford any channel strikes either because then I can't go live. Yeah. Hell, I got a channel strike for something that I didn't even do wrong. They took away my strike but still kept my ability to go live gone for like 4 months. I made the joke that it's the equivalent of you get arrested for DUI, turns out you were only drinking apple juice. They let you go, but you still got to pay fine.
Yeah. Which sounds so legitimate. Anyway. Too real. Too real, man. And
you want to talk about SmackDown? You want
on SmackDown? I didn't have much to say on it. I mean, some people fought some people. There's not much to say really that I saw.
Is it anything? Am I gonna be when I watch this tomorrow? Is there gonna be anything worth watching?
From the clips that I saw and the things that I saw, not really. From one of our commenters earlier, apparently you're going to want the strong drink accompanying you before you start. So maybe it's worse than I thought. It just looked boring to me from what I saw, but maybe it was worse.
Well, that's
the full story. So,
well, that's about everything we've covered here this week. I mean, if I wasn't coughing so much, maybe we could keep this party going. But you know, the bipolar weather of Southern Illinois has everybody's sinuses.
You got hit with the coffin drop. Coffin done dropped on.
I do need a coffin drop right now of the Halls of Ricola variety. But thank you everyone
That's what we need to do. If we ever go to a show live and Darby Allin does the coffin drop, just scream Ricola.
It's a sort of that'd make me happy if he would go to AEW. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comic books, anime, gaming, and all things geek culture. Follow me on all my social media platforms, facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89. And go follow me on Instagram at athleticgeek89. Jedi, no social media because he's got kids, ain't got time for that. But if you got a question or comment for him, hit me up on my socials. I'll make sure he sees it. But for Chad Jason Kruger, I am the Athletic Geek. I am a very, very hoarse from recording other videos before this Athletic Geek. We're just two marks. We're out with some of the bubbly. Have a good one.